20 on me, case emergency. Ain't no cap in my rap. Real I know it's the truck. More profit mean extra. Emerald white out full of pressure. That cereal milk smoking right. But that Obama rant some special. Kansas City, I'm a chief. Shout out to K5 on this one. Country thinking I was hustling. I always had it on me. Booming like OJ the Juice. Till a nigga told on me. From now on it's relentless. Ain't no love, we ain't friendly. If she want me on him. No the law, she get the business. No the law, still the motto. Empire.
Hello, welcome in. This is Birds of a Feather Podcast with your boy Q City.
Your boy Taj Bravado.
And we are back from the draft. I know it's been a minute, but hey, life be lifing, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, stuff heavy, but we back live and in person. We're going to go through pretty much just our whole draft class, our experience in Detroit, and then kind of what's going on with undrafted free agents and what we're looking like on the team going forward. So let's get the Detroit experience out the way first. Taj, how'd you feel about the draft, bro?
The draft was fun. A lot of damn people. Detroit, y'all showed the fuck out. It was a lot of people,
man,
but it was a good experience. Me and Q, we approaching unk status, so all that standing, them knees start to hurt a little bit. So,
swear to God, bro. In the second round, I was like, "That's our pick." All right, bet. Bet. I'm trying to sit somewhere, bruh. And I had on some no free promo, but I had on some prominent basketball shoes, and I was like, bruh, these is not the padding to be standing out here for 3.5 hours. And then so it was like this in Kansas City a bit, but I definitely noticed it in Detroit that you got your stage area, you got to be invited to be those people that y'all see on TV waving around, dressed all up. You got to be invited to be one of those people. So 9 times out of 10, you're standing behind the fencing area. There is no seating there. You understand? There's no leaning on something. No. There's no hey, I'm gonna just sit right here so I can still see the stage. In Kansas City, it was a little spot toward the back you could, but bro, there was nothing. You either were standing and watching the stage, or you was sitting somewhere watching the TV. But it was no in between there.
Nah, none at all. But all in all, good experience. If you are a fan of football, I would advise you at least do it once. It's a free event. Mm-hmm. Just get there.
Absolutely. What's it called? It is in Green Bay next year. Want to go for the sake of going to the draft, but we really got to see what the actual benefit is, because I feel in terms of us being able to record and do content, it was kind of stunted by the fact that we didn't rent a place up there to be able to just sit and record as the picks were happening. You know what I'm saying? So is the value add to just live stream, the draft, and we react in real time, which I think would probably end up giving a better experience for the fans or whatnot. But it was a fun experience to go.
Yeah.
It was a fun experience to go. You're out there. Very, very hard to meet the players. Because the only guys that are up there are usually day 1, day 2 guys. You know what I'm saying? And they got handlers and all that. So it's very, very hard to meet the fans. But we did see a lot of Falcons fans. That's cool. Right? A lot of people made the trip out there.
Yeah.
So you see a bunch of people you usually hadn't seen before. But the chicken wings were terrible at that diner. It's not the move, bro. Not the move. Them chicken wings was not the move, bro. Detroit, I don't know what y'all doing with the chicken wings, bro. They was wet. They was slimy.
Winged. They're that chicken. They call them wingdings.
Yeah, that was not the move. And that we just say that Applebee's. That was about it. But moving on. So we look at what did we do in the draft, right? So total, we had 8 picks in the draft. Yeah, we did Penix already, but we'll hit on him again. Kind of see where these guys fit into the team, kind of their draft profile, where they were drafted, et cetera, et cetera. So let's get to the big one, the first round pick. Everybody, they've talked it to death. This the one that most people is thinking about. We already touched on it, but we can knock it out again. Round 1, pick 8, Michael Penix, number 9, Washington QB. Started at Indiana, went to Washington.
Hey, hold on. Just give him his proper credit. It was 8. You give him his proper credit.
I said round 1, pick 8. I said number 9.
You said not. He's number 9.
Yeah, he picked number 9.
Oh, number 9. My bad.
He picked number 9. Indiana QB.
Jersey number, y'all.
Yeah, he started Indiana. He went to Washington. This is something that you harped on. It was very cool to see. Second in athlete score against all quarterbacks at the combine. That's pretty good, right? In terms of, and when
I told people he was athletic.
Yeah, when they measure raw athleticism, they measure like your speed, your ability to jump, your ability to bench press. Like they put all of that together and give you an athlete score. So like he was second in for QBs, and then multiple teams have come out and said that he was the number 2 QB on their board. He was a number 2 QB on Atlanta's board, which prompted them to make that pick. And there were several teams trying to move up for him. So like we had already stated, you don't feel like you're going to be able to get him later or in the, I think going into the draft, you were like, we might be able to pick up a quarterback in the second round. But when you see those guys fly off the board like that, and your guy, a guy that you have rated real high, falls to you, you just got to make the pick.
You got to take him. Got to. Absolutely. It'll be irresponsible not to.
And so far, the word is great guy in the locker room, going well along with Kirk. Something that I think is a little interesting. Follow me on it. Like, stay with me. Kirk is scheduled to be okay for training camp, but 9 times out of 10, they are like looking for him to be ready for start of season, which means Penix is going to get a lot of these snaps, bro. I think 1, that's great for his development. 2, that's great for the coaches to get a look at him. But 3, I feel like it could cause a weird situation in the locker room. Because apparently...
No, I don't think it'll cause the situation in the locker room.
Yeah, apparently dude's got a cannon.
Yeah. But I don't think it'll be a locker room thing because I think the coach pretty much laid it out plain and clear. Hey, Kirk's the guy. We're going to roll with Kirk until we not. The issue's going to come with the fans because, in preseason, when this man dropped back and throwing 80-yard bomb, people come like, well, why the hell he ain't playing?
Yeah. I feel like with the fans, Kirk might have a shorter leash than anticipated.
It ain't no might.
Yeah.
You look, Michael Penix is a do-rag wearing black man. Of course, Kirk got a short leash.
Yeah, it don't matter how many chains you wear, Big Kirk. I ain't gonna cap to you, big dog.
Like this Atlanta. It's a chocolate city. Like,
yeah, and like for the other listeners out there, don't think we just trying to like race bait, make everything about race, blase. Like, nah, bro, it's not like that. It's truly like
it's not right.
You're in the pulse of your city. Like when you think of a Minnesota quarterback, you think of Kirk Cousins, JJ McCarthy. When you think of an Atlanta quarterback, like Michael Penix more so fits that bill than Kirk does. Now, Kirk has his use here, right? And I feel like with the coaching staff, he's going to have a long leash. I feel like within the locker room, depending on who you're dealing with, you might have a longer leash. But yeah, among the fan base, I think.
But with the important guys, he got the leash, and that's all that really matters.
That is.
Drake London, Pitts, Mooney, and them, and Bijan. They want an adult quarterback that ain't got to figure shit out.
Yeah, because look what they've gone through the past couple of years. Pitts got to play with Matt Ryan, but Bijan and Drake London didn't. You played with Marcus Mariota, who consummate professional. I will give him that. But just like was not it at the quarterback position. And then Desmond, who
is it a consummate professional?
Bro, you saw the quarterback series. They more so sent him away than him just leaving the team.
Did they send him away? Because Arthur Smith didn't seem to give that. He didn't seem to give that thing. He was like, we told him what we're going to do, and then all of a sudden, oh well, I'm gonna go get my knee fixed.
Hey, look, that's a professional move, bro. At the end of the day, you gotta take care of you. I don't blame him for that. I don't blame him for that. Because like, look at with Kurt.
He was fine all year long, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, my knee hurt. All right, bye.
But look at Kurt and Michael and what they're saying about their relationship. Like, it's not his job to mentor him. It's his job for Mike to watch, right? So like with Desmond, it's not Mariota's job to stick around and mentor him. Like, to be honest, I came here, I got a chance to be a starter. I wasn't it, right? Like, I don't hold that against him, right? Like, then when you look at what Desmond brought to the table for the last 4 games of his rookie season, and then that back and forth bleep show from last year, you know, Heineke's decent. Heineke is decent, but like neither one of them was it at quarterback, right? And so now you're in a situation.
Is he decent?
Heineke was decent. He was like QBR wise, he was 47 or 48.
I mean, he better than me.
No, he was league average play quarterback. To be honest with you, when he started, he was league average play quarterback. Desmond, what most people don't believe, was actually the league average quarterback play for like 80% of his starts.
Oh, he was, sure, absolutely.
Yeah, he was league average quarterback play.
It's more popular to bash on him with the majority.
Yeah, and so, I've seen some weird takes on Penix where it's like, oh, the Falcons aren't trying to, the Falcons are just trying to never be bad, right? But they don't actually want to be good. So they got, like Penix is allowing you to have that bridge and transition to where you never actually bottom out. And I don't look at it that way at all. I think Penix has a really high upside. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at his last 2 years, he didn't miss a single snap due to injury, elite processor. Everything you've seen from camp shows that he got an arm on him, bro. So like, I'm confused where this whole, oh, they're just like want to be okay is coming from. I think Penix has the opportunity to really be good. My only thing in terms of like from a team building perspective, from a money perspective, what if he's too good in year 2? Right? What if he's too good to justify sitting him in year 2? Are you willing to eat that money from Kurt? That's next year's problem, but that is something to kind of be on the peripheral about. It's a good problem to have, but
yeah, it's a good problem to have. Better than what we've been dealing with the past 2 years.
Yeah. So going on, that was the first pick, shock of the draft, blase. Now let's get into what makes a GM, bro, because it's not just the first pick. It's not just the first pick, it's the rest of the draft, right?
Shocker.
Round 2. Rook Ororo. D tackle out of Clemson. So looking at him, he has the potential to be a rotational piece this year. Physical freak, 6'4", 295. Might need to add a little bit of weight, but came in the last 2 years, really came on. He was 3rd team All ACC this past season. Based on his production, might be a little high, but based on his physical attributes, makes sense where they drafted him. Number 1 overall projected D tackle, number 1 overall athlete scoring D tackle. I remember when they made the pick, I think me and you were both like, who the hell is this? But after doing
I had no clue who he was.
But after doing a little research, hey, if dude can do anything, he can get off that ball. He can get out that ball. That first step is good. And the transition from speed to power still needs a little bit of work. Right? Still needs a little bit of work. But true. Hey man, but boy can play.
That he can. He coming from that Clemson pipeline. Supreme athlete for the position. One of the younger guys in our class. I mean, he's 22. He'll be 23 during the season, but I think it's a beneficial position for him to learn from Grady and Anyamata, being that those two guys, have the experience that they do. So I think he's more of long term projection. Maybe like 2 or 3 years. I like another player in our draft class more for an immediate impact, but we'll get to them when we get to it.
I think that so one of the things that I saw was that everybody's saying like, oh, he might have to add weight, he might have to add some weight to play on that inside. But I think based upon the defensive scheme that we're going to run, he might be an outside DN, right? Well, quote unquote outside DN in the 3-4.
Well, there's no outside DN. He's probably going to be our 3-tech, probably 3-tech or maybe in-tech, nose tackle,
right? And
I think we are.
Go ahead.
I think our 5-tech is already spoken for with Zach Harrison.
Yeah, he's.
But I think
he's primed for a huge year. I think he's primed for a huge year this year.
It's possible. It's definitely possible. We won't know until they finish rounding this roster because I believe they're still making additions and subtractions and stuff like that. But I do believe that this is just going to be a very rotation-heavy group. They're going to rely a lot on rotation.
100%. I don't think Rook is going to be...
Especially on the interior.
Yeah. I don't think Rook is going to be like just set in stone starter this year, but I do think he sees the field multiple times. Probably got a package for him somewhere between 15 to 22.
Probably like 40%.
Yeah, 15 to 22 defensive plays, which I feel like is really good for a rookie, right? And then just to see his impact. If you look back at last year, granted, it was a different defensive coaching staff, but Zach Harrison, the reason I'm so high on him is look at his production, right? Ebiketie as well. You look at both of their production, both of them, Ebiketie was the highest at like 60% of defensive snaps. Zach Harrison was somewhere between 35 and 40 something in terms of defensive snaps last year, total defensive snaps. So I think that's like, you up that number. Yeah, you factor in fatigue and playing against non-backup guys on the line, but even still, I think that those guys are primed. And Rook, it might be a couple years, but I think this is definitely a good pick. And yet again, he moved up in the second round, right? So this is kind of like a staple for him that whoever he wants in that round 2 from who's ever left, he's just gonna go get.
Yeah, but it's kind of it feels like if they didn't, they might have missed them because right after we did the run on tackles happened.
We moved out 4 slots.
How they wanted them to take. We went from 43 to 35. We moved up 8, I think.
43 moved up 8. Okay.
Well, no. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know a lot of people were talking about how they were upset. They were like, "Well, you had Johnny Newton right there. Johnny Newton is also going under his second surgery in 6 months or less." So that's why these GMs might be a little better at their job than we are.
Yeah. And another thing, just to go back, not to harp on Penix too much, but people complaining about Penix and then with a straight face say they wanted Latu. Like myself, I was like, hey, I think Latu would be a good pick here. But like I correctly pointed out, he was available at 15 and 16. Like, dude had a medically ending neck injury at UCLA. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, there's a reason GMs like are staying away from certain players. And if they pick guys who have medical concerns, one, either the upside is too high and you can't afford to pass on the guy, or two, he's been medically cleared. You know what I'm saying? And for anybody who's played sports, I wouldn't even like just say football. Like, if you play sports and you've been injured playing sports, like, one, your body's going to adjust, right? Your body is going to adjust to what your new normal is, being hurt or being injured and it being corrected. And like that becomes your baseline of production. So like if after the injuries you are performing at this caliber, that gives them a view on your upside. And nobody enters the league and gets healthier. Right? Like nobody enters, like no one goes through surgery after the season, comes into the league and gets healthier. Right? So like I want to see a track record of healthy through your college seasons. Right? So going on to round 3. This was one of the most interesting picks for me personally. Round 3, pick 74, Braylon Trice, DN/outside linebacker from Washington. This is the guy who might mess around and end up being a defensive starter on the outside linebacker this year. Hear me out. Right? If you look at him among outside linebackers, first in athlete score. He's a height, weight, speed guy, right? 6'3", 245, 475. But like among the outside linebackers this year, his athlete score was the highest due to his vertical jump, explosiveness, and his 10-yard splits. Dude gets off the ball. He's a third-team All-American, first-team All-Pac-12, defensive captain. I think this is the guy who might mess around and end up being a starter this year as a rookie.
It's possible, but I think he's going to be more so a heavy rotational piece. I think the starters are going to end up being Lorenzo Carter and Ebiketie. But he's definitely going to play a major role for that. That's for certain. Other than that, I like. He was also like what I think. I don't know if you mentioned it, but he led all outside linebackers in pressures.
No, I didn't mention that, but yes, he did.
Right.
Now, not sacks, but pressures, right? So, like, he's hurrying the ball out. He's not necessarily getting home.
But when he does, he gets there with bad intentions, and that's what you want.
4 fumbles, 7 for his career. Think about that. That's a decent number for a guy who played 3 years, right? For the most part. He's rotational, and then 2 years, he kind of came on with Penix as well. In terms of these last 2 years for Washington. I really like this guy, man. Like when I'm thinking about how this team is going to be shaped in terms of what you want your defensive front to look like, how they want to rush and get to the quarterback. Hey, man, this kid could be special. But what number did he end up choosing?
You good. 48.
Yeah, that's what it was. I remember thinking like it was 45, and I was like, please don't do that. Please don't do that. But yeah, it's 48.
Yeah, 48. Oh, and his birthday the day after mine, so game.
So now we're looking at him, right? Now we're getting into the day 3 picks. So round 4, we go Brandon Dorius, D tackle out of Oregon.
That's personally my favorite pick.
Okay, so I was up on this pick, down on this one. No. So I like this pick. First team All Pac-12. He's an okay athlete, 6'3", 285. The only thing that's like, for me.
What you mean?
He was like...
He ran a 4.8.
No, he was like...
He's a great athlete.
He was like 23rd ranked amongst...
Fuck the rank
among D tackles, bro.
They probably got him ranked with D.
No, they had him ranked with D tackles.
He ran a 4.8. But he had the fastest 40 of all
D tackles. But you got to factor in your explosiveness, they factor in your 3-cone, they factor in like your short area stuff, right? So like lot of the stuff that I was seeing on him,
he's a good athlete.
He's not so like his knock is he's truly seen as a tweener. Right? Not fast enough to be an end, but not necessarily big enough to be a D tackle. That's kind of like, that gives you a little pause, right? But he belongs on the line.
He's a 3-4.
He belongs on the line. He belongs on the line, 100%. How he's going to navigate against that line, I think that this is a defensive coach's, like, to me, project player is maybe the wrong word, but like I think you can end up falling in love with a prospect like this because you can think of all the different ways you can use him, rather than like with a guy like Trice. With a guy like Trice, I'm sticking you an outside linebacker, and your job is to rush the quarterback, right?
Here's the thing, right? Braylon Trice led all linebackers in pressures. Brandon Dorlus led all interior linemen in pressures. He's a football player.
No,
fuck all that shit. The dude.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like versatility. Like as a defensive coach, you're like, I don't know. I don't care about what you can't do. I'm thinking about everything you can do, and so like I'm gonna get you on the team.
He's a good athlete.
Hey, bro. Hey, look.
The man is a good athlete.
I said he's an okay athlete.
A 4.85 for someone that's 285. He's 6'3".
You trying to argue
he has
with me?
33
I said
inch arms.
He's an okay athlete, bro.
No, he's better than okay.
You gotta. Hey,
interior more than a 4.8 is better than okay.
I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong. I'm just saying these are the facts.
There's only two D tackles that are in 4.8s, and we got them both.
Who's the? No, Rook ran 4.7.
Rook ran a 4.89.
4.89. Yeah.
No, he didn't. He ran 4.89.
You're right. Trice ran a 4.75. But no. I like him. Right? He belongs on the line. He belongs on the team. That tweener label is but I'm interested to see how the coaches utilize him. I think he's going to be a fun watch. Right? I'm interested in how the coaches utilize him. I think he might be a guy that may not come on till next year. Right? No,
I think he's actually got the opportunity to come on this year.
I think they're going to use him, but I'm saying in terms of the guy that I have.
I think he's the guy that's going to make a bigger impact than Rook this year.
Out of those two?
Out of him and Rook, yes, I believe he'll make the bigger impact because he showed him on film.
I think
he has more in his bag.
So here's my thing. I think Brandon may be the better football player right now, but I feel like Rook has the measurables to keep getting chances to get put on the field. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, he has the potential, yeah. That's why he went where he went and Brandon went where he went because of the potential. Yeah. But in terms of right now, Dorlus is going to make a better impact year one.
Yeah, he just might be a more refined football player. He obviously has more accolades with the first team All Pac-12. But, hey, I'm looking forward to it. I think he belongs on the field. Now, this next pick wasn't too high on. J.D. Barden, linebacker out of Notre Dame. Right? So, very middle of the pack athlete. I think this is going to be a tough position to make the team. He kind of looks to me like a reserve. Like he's a smart guy, team captain, team defensive captain. I'm not going to lie to you. I was not very high on this pick.
I mean, he made the team. He's fourth linebacker. Very smart. He has adequate athleticism. Regular size. It's nothing that really stands out about him. But he's not a bad football player.
No, I don't think he's a bad football player.
He made the team, hometown kid. He led Notre Dame in tackles with the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So he has great football instincts.
Second team All Big Ten.
But if you want to judge everything off it, yeah. Well, there was I don't get how he
not Big Ten. They do their all teams by but they do their all teams by ACC. My fault. Just like basketball.
Oh, okay. Well
yeah.
Okay. I didn't know. See, I was ignorant to that. But in terms of instincts, he's going to be very similar to Landman. Maybe a little different stylistically, but I mean that's about what you expect. Because Landman was a horrible athlete, but he has a great instincts, and that's what J.D. Bertrand gives you. So,
I'm not gonna lie. I'd be surprised if he made an impact outside of special teams, but we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, he won't do nothing this year because of the people in front of him. But that depends on because I think Landman's only on a 1 year deal this year, so he might just be the guy that fills it for Landman after this year.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets
Landman's
drafted.
fine, but I don't think he's worthy of bringing back.
I wouldn't be surprised if he got drafted over. To be honest,
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
I wouldn't be surprised there. And this is no hating. Like, bro, you are a miles better linebacker than I ever was on my best day. I'm just saying, like, in terms of like what I've seen in NFL athletes, like it's just I would be very surprised if he made a standout contribution to the team within the next 2 or 3 years, based on your draft profile. Now going into the 6th round. So yet again, didn't have a 7th round pick. You rightly pointed out that we haven't made a 7th round pick in this regime, right? Or we made one.
No, we made 2. It was the year before, but what was it? Parker or did we? I know we made one. I can't remember who they are. Forgive me, but I'm not looking it up.
Yeah, right. I think he said we had only made like one, but we had 3 picks in the 6th round. So first one, Jason McKellen, running back out of Alabama, 5'10", 221, runs with good balance. Will eventually be a backup off of this year. He has no defined role with Bijan and Algier, but I think he's eventually gonna just take over for Algier because they're technically the same size. Like Tyler is 5'11", 220. This guy's 5'10", 221. So I'm looking at it as he's 2 years younger. I'm looking at it like eventually they're not gonna re-sign Algier. They're just gonna let him dip. And I think it's good practice every 2 years to draft a running back anyway. You know what I'm saying? So this is just keeping one in the chamber, basically. Stylistically, very the same. I think that I was kind of surprised because I think when we talked about taking a running back, I had stylistically thought we would get someone closer to Bijan rather than someone closer to Tyler. But like I said, drafting a running back's good practice, and they got a backup to a backup.
Yeah.
Played at a big school too, so you know he's used to the physicality. So when you say he's running with good balance, you can actually see that he's good balanced, right? Here's my guy. He's not my guy, actually. I'm about to say some real slanderous stuff about him. Casey Washington, right? Walmart Drake London.
No, you're not about to slander Casey because he's not.
Walmart Drake London.
He's nothing like Drake London.
Bro.
He's not
right,
Drake
so
London.
Check it out.
No.
6'1", 197, contested catch guy, doesn't pull away speed-wise, may struggle to make the team with straight line speed and athleticism.
No. Did you see, look, fuck that scout report. I watched him. The dude can run. He's about 6'2", he's about 202. He had a 40-inch vertical.
He doesn't get away from anybody. What do you mean this dude can run? He does not go away from anybody. I know. I have also
4.45. He can run.
That is straight line speed, bro. You watch the game.
Drake.
You watch the game. When does he get away from a DB?
He's not Drake London.
When does he get away from a DB?
He is not Drake London.
Tell me a game.
They don't throw the ball that much. They don't throw the ball. The dude had 40 catches. They don't throw the damn ball.
Stop.
They don't throw.
Stop. Because we also
picked up their quarterback. Their quarterback was Buns.
We picked up their quarterback as an undrafted free agent.
And he ain't making the team. That's a undrafted. He a camp body. He ain't making the fucking team.
Hey, look, bro.
We already got our 3 quarterbacks. You know he ain't making the team.
Every time I've watched any of his
we got 3 damn quarterbacks. I don't even know when you brought that nigga up.
Listen, his highlights for the past 2 years have literally just been him head topping people, bro. I haven't seen no extraordinary routes. I haven't seen no get separation off cutting. None of that, bro. None of that. He's got a nice body.
You weren't looking hard enough there, my boy.
When and where? When and where? I think
you weren't looking hard enough.
If there is a draft,
he's not Walmart Drake London. They're not even remotely similar.
If there's a draft pick that will probably not make the team, I'm betting him. Even how thin our wide receiver room is, bro.
No, it's him. No, he's making a team, and I'm gonna even double down and say he's gonna probably be a sneaky contributor.
How?
Yes.
How?
The dude is a good football player. They just didn't utilize their receivers because they didn't throw the damn ball.
Bro, this man not seeing the field.
He's gonna come in as receiver. He's gonna come in at receiver number 5, and he gonna be all right.
Well, nah,
He gonna get a couple catches.
because I think Willis gonna make the team over him, bro.
No,
100%, 100%.
no.
You put a little 5 on it if you want to, bro. Don't bet, man. Put a little 5 on
We can put more than that.
it.
Put more on that.
No, I'm just saying, like me personally, what I've seen from Casey hasn't led me to believe that he's going to be anything of note on the team, to be honest with you.
I disagree, but hey,
And
we gonna see.
last pick. Zaire? Let me get the name right. Zion Luge. D tackle out of Georgia. True D tackle size. 6'6", 314. Didn't play a lot. Saw him as an athlete. It's a late round pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you gonna do there?
Probably a practice squad guy.
100%.
I mean, he could make the team, but the D line group is very congested right now. So
Yeah, I think it'll be hard for him to make it. I like the size though. I like the size, right? His ability to. They say he's gotten better every year. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've seen a good bit of Georgia games. He did not stick out to me, right? Like I don't even actually remember seeing him.
no, I didn't either. But I mean,
They had a
I mean,
stack line.
he played, so
No, he did. They had a stack line, and so with that, it might be hard for him to see the field. But hey, that means he's used to competing, and he stayed around, right? Stayed around all 4 years. Might be something there. I'd be surprised, but might be something there. I think when they were looking at this pick, hey, big program, good size, close. Let's bring the guy in.
sounds about right.
All right, now
Fill their SEC quota.
now to wrap it up on undrafted free agents. What guys stuck out to you? I got two myself. We already talked about one. I was just surprised they brought him in. Pitted the Illinois QB. But outside of those, which other ones caught your eye?
Just one in particular. And because he's a unicorn at the position, Jaden Price. Came from North Dakota State. You know, they're very, they run a shit in the in their neck of the woods. And he's a white corner. White corner, good athleticism, good size. He was a punt returner, so he gives you a little versatility in the return game. He's the one that stands out to me the most. He's the one I'm pulling for out of all of these guys to make the team. I mean, I think it'd probably be him. Well, he's my hope, but I honestly think probably be one of the linemen probably to make it. But
he's your great white hope. All right, Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah, he's the great white hope. He's the great white hope.
No, I'm messing with you. There were two that stuck out to me. Jaquay Jackson, fifth-year senior out of Rutgers. He transferred there last year. It was his first year at D1 ball. Big body, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see any amazing type of route running. Good contested catch guy. I saw him pull away from a couple people. And he made an amazing catch at camp, one-handed, like right up on the sideline, which made me be like, who's this? Looked him up. I think it'd be nice to. We'll see. Hopefully, I think he makes it to preseason. We'll see how he performs. And then Isaiah Woolen, dog, elite speed. The only knock you have on him, he's got elite speed and production. The only thing you got on him is he's small. He's 5'9", about 170 something. So like I think he can get up to about 182, 183. Be kind of hard for him, but even still, dude can fly, and I think he actually gives you a lot in the return game. So I think he could be an elite contributor on special teams, especially with these new kickoff rules.
With the new kickoff rules, that kind of brings me back to someone else who could be a surprise contributor because it's different now. So like the way they doing kickoffs now, it requires probably more like a running back skill.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see like a Jason McKellen probably thriving in that role.
And yeah, but
you got to look at it the way they changed it.
But he doesn't necessarily have breakaway speed when you look at him. He's more so contact.
You don't need breakaway speed to be a good returner. Look at Eric Williams. He wasn't fast.
Yeah, be able to keep your balance, right?
All it is contact balance. You just want someone who can make the read and go.
And one of his
being a good returner is not all about speed.
Yeah, but when I think about like really, really, truly great returners, they all are kind of speed demons. Like Prime, Devin Hester, like
not all
Cordero in his day.
You're gonna call out the three best. Yeah, but you don't need to have that to be good, especially with them changing the rules of it.
I mean, dark.
These aren't the same returning. These ain't the same returns. It's different. Because they can't move into the balls.
The slowest good returner I could think
they can't move into the balls caught off. Think
was like Josh Cribbs, and he wasn't even slow for real. But when I think of contact return,
I just told you Eric Weems.
Is Eric Weems slow?
He was slow. Eric Weems was not fast in any sense of the word.
I don't know. I ain't even think of him as a good returner.
The return game is different because he was a good returner. You don't stay employed that long if you ain't good at it because he didn't give you nothing as a receiver.
That's true. Sure-handed.
But with the way the new return game works, is like I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you can't move until the ball's caught now.
Yeah,
because they used to run off a kick. Now it's as soon as the ball caught, then everyone goes.
Yeah.
So that changes the dynamic of it because now it's just pretty much like when you get the ball, the whole line moves. So now you can run it. All right, cool. Find your hole. It changes things different. You don't got to be as elusive.
Possibly, but like I'm really looking forward to seeing this in preseason to see how it actually plays out, and then I think from there you'll get a better feel of.
I think that's how they're gonna play around with.
Yeah, get a better feel of what guys are actually going to be good in that position because you may have the idea that like, oh, we're going to put a shifty guy back there, and realize that you need somebody with more ball carrier vision and power, or you may put a ball carrier with vision and power back there and be like, oh, based upon what our special teams team has, we need a guy with more speed. So, like I said, I think they're going to play around with it there.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, I think we can go ahead wrap it there, man. This been your boy Q-City.
Your boy Taj Bravado.
We out.
Peace.
Like a chopper, looking like I hit the lotto. I want a hottie like mulatto. I'm on here and she on Moscato. I'm in them good till tomorrow. I'm a robber for the Neros. Your little laws, I'm gonna put you on payroll. You smell that aroma? Design the air, it's a party, yeah. Papa Corona, she moving the body, she working them heels. Gotta go get it mentality. Grocery bag full of celery. Only believe half what she telling me. Keep a 20 on me in case emergency. I wake up early every morning. Thank the Lord and get the bag. Hustle hard, get the cash. Stack first, then I'm showing my ass. Gotta go get it mentality. Grocery bag full of celery. Only believe half what she telling me. Keep a 20 on me in case emergency.
My babies, that's who I grind for. That's who I do it for. Like the Navy, that's who I'm toting that iron for. Keep one in the head like a thought, nigga. Yeah, I fuck with Ty, he a boss, nigga. Put on their neck, I exhaust, nigga. Niggas cross me, so I cross, nigga. Them strippers was lit last night. 500, what it cost, nigga. Shit was really legit last night. Had them hoes at the house, nigga. Instagram, Snapchat, Triller. What they say about Jay, he a go-getter. Used to have them fat sacks in the grove, nigga. Late nights, early morning, my dough, nigga.
You smell that aroma? Design the air, it's a party in here. Papa Corona, she moving her body, she working them heels. Gotta go get it mentality. Grocery bag full of celery. Only believe half what she telling me. Keep it 20.